See, the thing that gets under my skin is I have essentially, like, a team of superheroes, essentially. These classes are all really good. They all bring a lot to the table in their own way. On paper, this team should be essentially unkillable. But in the early game, you can't heal. So you're either running, or you're just compensating for other weaknesses. In the end game, they're just kind of deliberately skew everything, because the game devs knew what tools you'd have at your disposal. So just running away from everything becomes the metagame, like I'm trying to do a speed run of Undertale. And, like, it's frustrating. It's like, I have these cool powers. Why am I disallowed from using them? And why do I have to bust out these stupid, cheesy strategies to get by what should be just another boss fight?
This is the reason why people, when people complain about, like, for instance, Naoto in Persona Q, or like the Hexer's abilities in Etrian Odyssey, and they're like, all you do is just spam instant death. But it's like, yeah, but at least you're dealing with the random encounters than just running away.
That's true.
I mean, that's all you can do. Besides, honestly, I think it's really cool when the game gives you an ability like instant death and it actually is usable.
Yeah, and you can actually do something with it. Like, all the death powers, with the exception of some cheesy instances of level 5 death, are fundamentally useless. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, Final Fantasy has a really, really bad habit of just making it completely functionless. And that's a terrible feeling.
That's why I like blobbers, like, well, honestly, a lot of mainline Megatons, like Strange Journey, and, or, actually.
Guys, he's here! The best character is back!
Garugamesh?
Garugamesh! How about thee, vile beast?
Oh, are we gonna see if he's gonna say the thing?
He does the morphing line back in World 2, so we're past that bit, if that's what you're asking.
Oh, yeah, okay. Where's the old man?
I see.
God, I see.
Name, Greg. 59.
My name's Greg. You feel me?
Rah!
I gotta wonder if Buddy VA just pulled that out of his butt, because it seems like something that, we do just off the cuff.
Wait a minute. Snek. Sounds, this is no beast, it's Snek. You should have said something. I don't like it here, you know? Creepy monsters look around every corner. And I can't find the way out. Cripes, I'm gonna have a nervous breakdown. Anyway, how did you get here? Or rather, how do you get out of here? Oh, just go that way. I see. Let us egress post-haste. When we're out of here, let's say we have a few spectacular adventures together. Just us 5. Oh yes, I forgot. You've got that whole saving the world thing going on. Phooey. Well, if you make it out safely. Ha! No ifs about it. I'm certain we'll meet again. And canonically they do, actually. And when we do, I hope you'll consider me
in
Dissidia.
In the Dissidia games, yes, a couple times actually.
Hasta la bye-bye.
And it's kind of sad actually, because he shows up and he's like, "Bart's my friend, my brother," and he's like, and Bart's just like, "Huh? Who are you?" And it's like, oh, Oh, this is really sad.
Everyone in Dissidia, the main characters, all have amnesia, so Bartz can't recognize
Yes.
him.
Woo! I'm a mover. You want to be my friend?
No,
Oh.
I don't want any of what you guys are selling. The XP payout in the Void is not worth the trouble. If I need to grind, I'll grind, fine, but, like, not here, not now. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like, the Dissidia games had the bad... Like, 3 out of 3 games, they basically botched the actual launch of the game. But one by putting it on PSP, and then the third one by just ruining the AI routine and making it borderline unplayable. I tried to like that one, and it's like, the AI always knows who the player is, and will always target the player and no one else. And your AI allies are so dumb, they might as well not be there. It's like, it makes the game
It's always a...
completely frustrating 1-on-3.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I recall a very annoying boss ahead. I don't 100% remember his gimmick, so this may require a little trial and error. But again, we'll just throw Ferris at it. Let's see. This is the annoying fellow in question. This light will never fall into your hands. Yeah, it's this guy. With these barriers, I've achieved invincibility! Do you really think you can defeat me? See, you can't even target him. Not even with non-damaging powers like Scan. No. Okay, I'm sorry, you can't. I'm completely wrong. And dumb. Ignore everything I say, because obviously I have no idea what I'm doing. Yes, Necrophobe, a fear of death, level 66. Vulnerable to fire, vulnerable to ice, vulnerable to lightning, vulnerable to earth, vulnerable to water, vulnerable to poison, vulnerable to holy, vulnerable to wind. You're going, golly, that's mighty interesting. Why is that? Well, that's because, like you said, those little bits are going to make this fight a lot harder. And yeah, they're using that very familiar strategy that we've already run into. And things are rapidly escalating in a bad direction. Now, thankfully, I have ways around, well, most of it, if they'll stop taking a million turns every round. They really got it out for Ferris, don't they? Anyway, the most important thing to remember is that scrolls are not technically magic. Scrolls are scrolls. Oh no. Yeah, you know, I was willing to take that because I can heal from old and he can't. devil of our situation right now is the fact that we have a dead berserker that I cannot revive. That's kind of the real issue that I am currently parsing how I'm going to deal with. At this leg of the game, the bone armor may not be a good plan anymore. Let's see, is it high potion, I think. Yeah, there we go. Whoops. Did not mean to do that. Oh, good lord, stop. Really have it out for the Tycoon Sisters. Get up, Lena. This is no time for napping on the job. Instant she's up. Got a white wind. There's no two ways about this. Otherwise, we're not getting off more than a single attack. I knew this guy was going to be trouble. The biggest upside we have is that scrolls aren't countered by Reflect. If they were, I genuinely have no idea how we win this. Okay, not sure how that missed, but okay. Finally, my barriers of invincibility. You've left me with no choice. Have a taste of my true power. It's all you can eat. Ugh, this guy has bad enough jokes that he could have been written by me. At any rate, as stated, this dude's weak to everything, so at this point we can kind of just go hog on him. Oh yeah, I should do something about the fact that Snek is an old man right now. That mixture is antidote eye drop. Oh my god, dude. Everything in this leg of the game is such an obnoxious power set. Gets old really fast. See, I'm just gonna come out and say something that might be viewed as controversial. If you require your bosses to take multiple turns to every one of yours in order to feel like you have achieved the right level of difficulty, you have fundamentally failed as a game designer to balance your game properly. It's just lazy and artificial. If the enemy is breaking the framework of how the game is supposed to work in order to create a challenge, you need to rebalance your entire fight because you've done it wrong. This is after I've already cast Old on him. His stats should be very low by comparison, but he's still just destroying us. Oh, God, come on. Probably gonna need to grind before the final boss, and yeah, it's time to stop making Ferris an undead. Oh, good. Heaven forbid we don't give him a super obnoxious move. Gilgamesh! Am I fashionably late to the party? You could say that. Why, hello there! Surprised to see me? Ha! If I had left you in the lurch, I look like a jerk for all history. As if I'd let that happen. You got a big mouth. You're so eager to fight. Then you can be the first to die. Want to bet on that? Do your worst, Baldy. You can't even hold a birthday candle to the blazing flame of my winning spirit. Kryle, your grandfather was a pretty strong guy. Grandpa. And you, Ferris, currently dead, try falling in love or something. You might learn a thing or two about yourself. I'm sorry, I am dead. Lena! You are so caring towards animals. Never lose that pure heart of yours. And Snek. I want to fight you one more time. Mano a mano, of course. You have admirable companions. I envy you. Gilgamesh. Don't think it matters at this point. Enough of this. Die! Snort. I believe that's my line. Ah, thank God that's over. That fight I was dreading from the moment I walked into the void. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is time. You are too late. I did not change Ferris's armor. That was a bad start. Finally, it is in my grasp, the greatest power ever known, that which can control the universe, the power of the void.
Oh, jeez. Sorry, I stepped away for a second because I made a spill, and I'm like, well, I'm here anyway.
Well,
So I went out to throw.
you only missed me getting rocked by Necrophobe, which is precisely what I was afraid would happen, because I was afraid of that fight from the instant we walked into the void. So here we are at the finale. I will crush all who stand in my way. I think I'll begin with your precious friends. I hope you enjoy watching them get sucked into the void.
I don't want to hear it from a giant tree.
Literally a tree. He's literally an evil tree. That's what he is. I also forgot to take Ferris out of the bone armor, which we're going to see how hard that screws me over now. But at the very least, Necrophobe leaves a save point behind, so I have a fallback plan. Stop it! Let them go! Ah, now you two will meet your end inside the void. You know, most villains don't think to just use the kill switch. You know, most of them mess around and are like, haha, I'll fight you because I'm so arrogant. ExDeath is like, no, I'm just going to snap my fingers and destroy you right now with no questions asked. Snek,
Not even
stand
just
up.
destroy you, destroy the entire world, including himself.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dad? Czat, Kelger. Grandpa! Neofangires! Galuf! Enter the Dawn Warriors. Snek, Lena, Ferris, Kryl. We'll hold up the void. You kids take care of ExDeath. The only ones who can save the world from the power of darkness are the Warriors of Light. That's you. Now go. Lol, nope. Didn't work. What do you mean, didn't work? Why is the power of the void disappearing? No matter, take this. Nope. Father, Papa. I'm here now. This is it. Take your chance. Destroy ExDeath. Onward, Warriors of Light. Ah, good. I do have a chance to undo my mistake. Sorry, we just gotta change our Berserker real quick. You understand. These things happen. Let's see. Best armor I have is Crystal. That'll have to do. We're gonna need the Aegis Shield, because it is literally the only shield that has a chance of preventing us from being hit by Condemn, which I would like to avoid as much as humanly possible. And honestly, it's not going to really do her any good. So instead, strengthens holy magic. It's not going to do any good. Yeah, for the defensive reasons, it's actually not a bad idea. Alright, she can't use a shield, can she? No, it was a thought. Alright. This is probably as good as we're gonna get. Alright. Let's do this. ExDeath, you better get ready, because here we come. Man, Ferris, you're really coming out of the gate with that. 77. No specific weaknesses.
Wow. Who is it?
77. Let's... Yeah, that doesn't give us anything to work with.
People don't understand how big California, how big Texas is. You could just take California and you just fit it in there, and you know, Great Britain and Russia and Canada.
Yeah, definitely. That's how that works.
And you know, the planet Saturn. Yeah, you know, it just fits in there, and the entirety of continental United States.
Yeah, because you can definitely recursively do that. To understand recursion, you must first understand recursion.
You know, continental United States, which includes Texas, by the way.
Yeah. A little bit of an oversight, really. Ah, God, I hate that. ExDeath was engulfed by the void. No, why? The void was mine to command. How could it?
And then the void's like, you can't control me.
You're going, Snek, that was super easy. Was that it? No. No, it's not. Things are about to get a whole lot more annoying. Because he pulls a Sigma. He's going to come at us in a new form. I am Neo ExDeath. All memories, dimensions, and existence. All that is shall be returned to nothing. Then I too can disappear. Forever. So, we have a small litany of issues to contend with during this fight. First, I need to check something. Which is... okay. Cool. The next thing is he's not one enemy. He's not one target. He's like 5. And they all have different strengths and weaknesses. And the thing is, there's a dead zone on his body. And you're going, well, Snek, what does that mean? Well, I'll tell you what it means. It means that this jerk can just kill my ninja with, like... I hate you so much. So, what it means is there is a 1 in 6 chance that Ferris is just going to whiff. And that's going to be the end of the question. Because there's a dead zone that's targetable, but doesn't have HP assigned to it. So what we need to do is start burning some turtle shells and dragon fangs, because we need to seriously prepare for what's about to happen.
I want to say, isn't it the actual, like, portal of the void that he's coming out of?
I think so, or it's one of the heads, I forget. So yeah, even if she successfully rolls a hit, it just won't matter in those cases. And yeah, and he's going to do this, which means Kryle's going to have her work cut out for her. Immunization to fire, ice, and lightning is an ether and a dragon fang. Wait, did I just... hang on. I want to make sure I do this right, so I don't have any more mistakes. Ferris has the worst magic defense of any of us. Use White Wind to stave off damage while I'm preparing here. Ether, Dragon Fang, next to be Lena. That's gonna hurt. That was my most of me. Oof, that was lucky. However, unlikely. I'll take it. Oh good, he got condemn off on my healer. That's just what I wanted to see. You know what? We need a little help. Mix, not items. Oh, good. There probably goes my blue mage. Yep, cool. Thankfully, that's going to plink, because I prepared for that. Oh my god, stop. Now I hear it. I hear someone going, Snek, why not just level up a whole bunch? I don't want to do that. That's dumb. And lame. And it doesn't prove that I actually won anything. Any party can win at level 99, the possible exception of Berserker, like solo Zerker. That doesn't prove anything. I have to win legit. While still alive, I'm going to... Oh, dang it, I already put it on her. I thought it was Ferris. That sucks. This is when combining all of my different powers is going to matter, and it's going to matter a good deal. Oh boy. That hit, that could have hurt. I just gotta hope and pray that it doesn't. Let's see. I don't think any of my level spells are gonna help here at this point. How many targets? Okay, we still got 4 to deal with. You know what? Now's the time. Excellent. That did some good damage. Hang on. This is a mix I need. Dragon Fang and a potion. That's a weirdly simple recipe for what I'm about to do here. Laws of the universe are in chaos. That's bad. He's about to do something really big, and I'm going to hate this.
Mm-hmm. What is that 3 over Kryle's head?
Condemn.
Oh.
Yep. So I'm doing some prep work to prepare for her dying. I can get her right back up again, and that'll be fine. But I want to hedge my bets a bit. In short, I did a little level grinding in the last couple of attacks, so hopefully... Oh, please don't stone us. Okay, just poison. I can work with poison. Poison's not that big a deal. Drops... Hang on. Check my mixes one last time before she dies. Actually, I think we've done most of the setup I can do. At this point, Dragon Fang, Potion. Wait, no, I can actually need to heal him from that. Which is not great. Get up. Back into the fight. Cannot wait. Good, I heard one of his parts just die. Yeah, his human arm form died. That still did a lot of damage. Now I need to remove old. Hang on. That's antidote eye drop. I'm relying on my cheat sheet a whole lot more, so you guys at home are just going to have to bear with me as I do so. Get everyone back into fighting shape here. Next order of business. We'll be buffing Cryle a bit. Starting with Speed Shake. Goliath tonics have been a huge boon in this run, I'll tell you what. Heal preemptively, because I don't feel like having this blow up in my face. Good. Now Cryle can use some powers on herself. Next that I need... we'll start with turtle shells, just to prevent damage from building up too fast. Which thankfully I ground out a whole bunch while I was preparing for this. I rounded out some dragon fangs and turtle shells, so I would have ample resources to play with. And you know what? Darned if it isn't time to actually put them to good use. Immunization to fire, ice, and lightning is ether and dragon. Actually, no, we don't really need healing right now. So now it's time to use the magic lamp. That may not do anything. Oh, it killed one of them. I'll take it.
Nice.
Ether, dragon. That'll give her immunity to ice, fire, and lightning, which will just make it so few of his abilities are any good. Okay, yes, 2 parts left.
Nice. You can do it. You can do it. We can do it. Go, 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 go! Woo!
So,
Yeah.
next thing that needs to happen is a potion and a dragon fang. If you're wondering what that does, that actually boosts the level of our character by plus 20. And since everything in the game uses level as part of the equation, you can see why that would be incredibly powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, we're summoning, Sildra. No, not Sildra. That's, well, that is Sildra. Leviathan is Tidal Wave, not Sildra. I think we're pretty much completely buffed. At this point, we can focus more on supplemental healing. Alright, Ferris. Bring the pain. Ruby Light. That's a Carbuncle. I believe that's a protect spell? I forget. The magic lamp is pretty much worth using until you go through Ifrit, Shiva, and Ramu, at which point you're pretty much down to the weakest summons in the game.
Mm-hmm.
That's super annoying. I hate Grand Cross so much. Thankfully, this is fixable. Yeah, beat yourself up. That's great. Any rate, we're going to start with Holy Water to stop our Berserker from just slapping us all to death. Yeah, you know what? It is what it is. No, you know what? Getting Elena back in the fight is more important. Gold Needle. Phoenix down. There's nothing to dispel. I just revived her. Whatever, makes you happy, man. Not sure there's a way to stop Berserk. without being the actual, without being the chemist, I'm not sure I have a way of stopping her right now. We may simply have to accept that this is the way things are going to be right now. I don't love it, but I can work with it. Whatever. Magic lamp time. I think we're to the point where it's not
Sorry.
any good.
Sorry, Flork. Gurren Lagann is good, but Getarobo is better. I hate to be that guy, but...
Getarobo also has a markedly higher age rating, so I kind of understand where they're coming from on that.
You've met Flork, haven't you?
Yeah. I got to meet him
That's what I'd say.
At a Comic-Con last year, in fact.
How many pieces are left?
Just two. Unfortunately, it includes the piece that can use Grand Cross, which I really need to stop. Wow, Kryl actually killed it. I don't even know what to say to that. We're down to one piece, though. So I'm gonna start throwing stuff. Subtlety's out the window. Ah, crap. That's gonna be hard to come back from. Like, doable, but I'm not gonna enjoy it. Yes! Alright! The challenge is complete. It just involved throwing a legendary katana at a giant tree.
Just as God intended.
With Snek being old and Kryl being berserk, we managed to narrowly pull it off. I think I had enough MP for one more White Wind, and then I would have had to been scrambling to figure out how I was going to come back from that. Honestly, I probably had more trouble with Necrophobe than ExDeath. In the beginning, there was only the Void. But from the Void came four essences. They formed the crystals, and the world was born. Hope blessed the earth. Courage blazed with flame. Devotion turned water into the seeds of life. Passion for knowledge spread wisdom on the winds. The Void...
And pursuit rode the wind.
If ever the Void threatens to engulf the world, so long as the four essences still exist in mankind, light will be born anew. It is from the Void that the four essences will rise, and once again they will shine bright. It only involved rapidly changing my strategies and coming up with new ways to survive. This challenge taught me a lot about how these four classes operate, especially in tandem. Not having a white mage makes Final Fantasy V a completely different experience. Actually, giving up on a lot of certain early game classes makes the game way harder. The Void is still here, but why? We beat ExDeath. The Void is a part of nature, technically speaking. Is it because the crystals are all gone? Will the world be engulfed? Nice quality control, Squeenix.
No, the world will not be involved.
Yeah, but that's not how they wrote it. I mean, the Void is technically a natural formation. The unnatural part of it was its power being used to eat parts of the planet.
It's basically always underneath the world. It's just Yeah, like people grabbing chunks of it in order to throw it as a weapon at people. That's
Yeah.
unnatural.
Hope bless the earth. Yeah, look at all those unused crystal shards. Courage, light the fires.
Water!
Devotion, breathe life into the waters. In retrospect, I did make one mistake in my final game plan. I should have put Mix back on Snek. I actually forgot he had that ability, and Scan was doing us no good in the final fight. Barring that, we held it together really well, especially as Snek became the de facto healer because of White Wind.
Probably would have helped him, yes.
Maybe a little, and especially in the setup phase. Once we had it, we were pretty much in control, but yeah, that was a pain. Passion spread knowledge on the winds. That stuff we were literally just talking about a moment ago. Oh, that's a nice effect.
FF3 kind of goes into this, that basically the overarching idea for Final Fantasy basically involves a constant battle between light and dark, good and evil,
Yep.
destruction and creation, and there's always basically these periods of peace and then extreme turmoil and violence that
Yep.
basically involve creation and change.
And because
So-
most of the shrines were destroyed, the crystals instead are reforged where the tablets once sat.
Mm-hmm.
But because the crystals have re-emerged into the world, they can relock the void down where it belongs. Thus, restoring the world to its proper shape. The world, it's being reborn. Not exactly, but it's more like it's being put back together again as it was. The crystals as well. There was still power left in the crystal shards. We kind of knew that. It was just limited by comparison. Thank goodness. Lena, Ferris, Kryl. It's because you took such good care of the shards. You did a pretty good job yourself, Snek. Don't forget Grandpa. Now the wind will return to Tycoon. Correct, my dear. I'm old, and as we know, as saith in the ancient prophecies, old people die.
Or people, amongst other things, we can't talk about the other things.
Yeah, most
The-
of that
the
knowledge
ancient-
is expressly R-rated.
It was a different time, okay?
Dad, Grandpa, Father, Papa, Kelger, Zizat, the world still needs you. It's far too soon for you kids to be joining us. Go, return to your world, the one you saved.
I'm going into a tunnel. Bye, son.
Remember to never stop not giving up, Steedy. I'm a dragon. What's up?
I'm a big frickin' dragon.
I can fly in space. I'm just cool like that. That's a thing I can do
Dragons
now.
can do that.
Well, technically,
Dragons can do that.
I think technically the Hiryu is supposed to be like dragon adjacent, but I don't think it's a true dragon in the usual way Final Fantasy classes their dragons. I mean, it's a really nitpicky thing to even have to stop to consider, but generally it seems to be treated as like its own thing. Ah, the Wind Crystal does return to the Wind Shrine. It's the others that are in new places. Though the Fire Crystal wasn't in a shrine anyway, it was on a boat, and that boat kind of exploded, so yeah. Using the location for the tablets was probably the best move. Grandpa! Your fingers! Letters arrived. It just says, want to see my sock puppet collection? Dear Sid and Mid, how are you? It's me, Kryle. Somehow we made it back alive. That's an inside joke that you guys will be privy to in a few weeks. Maybe. Possibly. Probably. Maybe. I'm out. Peace. It landed on my face. Final battle feels like it was just a bad dream. This entire run feels like it was a bad dream.
So, Snek, what are we gonna do now?
Now we take over the world. I mean, I don't know. Probably finish some of my other long runners first. Since then, I've traveled all over. Everything seems so peaceful now, like it was before. Except now, the two planets have to deal with the culture shock of two planets becoming one, even if that was its original state of being. Which means there probably would be a lot of bleed over between the cultures. I'd actually be fascinated to see something that explored that kind of idea. Chancellor Tycoon seems quite happy. Yeah, probably a lot less work for him. Without the princesses, he was the highest ranking person in the kingdom, so a lot of responsibility fell on him. However, Ferris seems worried about her pirate crew. Everyone in Ball is worried since they had no heir to the throne. Yes, they do. You're the heir to the throne, Kryle. Maybe I'll be queen. Yeah, in my dreams, but it would be pretty cool, though. You're the living heir to Galuf directly. You are the heir. Yeah, you're young, but you'd be the heir. Snek went back to his hometown. He's not giving up traveling, but said he wanted to spend time near his parents before he set out again. You literally traveled the entire planet. There's nothing left to see, Snek. Dang. Boko and Coco had their chicks. Baby chocobos are the cutest. You simply must go see them. Queh. It's been a year since then. Since I started this Let's Play, yes, because I took forever to finish it. Linda and Ferris are busy running Tycoon, and Snek is off on another of his journeys. Then I'll go back to that place, to where Grandpa's resting. The forest? If any of the others happen to drop by, no, I'm sure they'll come. To tell them I can't wait to meet up again. Kryle, you did an outstanding job, but you all did. And remember that time we got our butts kicked? Good times.
Mm-hmm.
Or that time I had an anime fight with a werewolf. Or that time we discovered Ferris was a girl. It was the early 90s. This sort of humor was considered in vogue. Snek. Time Lena got shot. Started her rap career. Then she got poisoned again. Could have avoided that second poison flower, but chose not to. Lena, who was Rena in the fan translation.
Which is probably what she was supposed to be.
Shrug. We'll have to ask a ranger about that. By the time Ferris's pet alligator died... More like a plesiosaur than an alligator.
Mm-hmm.
That time that everyone was moist. Ferris. Then I found a cool hat. Then a small child and a grown man started fist fighting in front of the castle guard, and the guard literally did nothing. For that time that I committed domestic terrorism. Man, good times. Kryl. Or Kara in the fan translation. Which I believe is also the closer approximation of her actual name, as a ranger said, but I'll have to verify with him. I believe he said her name was really weird, and it really wouldn't be either name, but eh.
I mean, with such bangers as Batsu and Galif,
Yeah, but yeah. Grandpa hadn't seen you back then. By being a total G, yeah. Crystals have been restored and everything's peaceful. But for some reason, I'm sad. Well, your grandfather did die. I think that's fair reason to be upset. I guess it's just that. Since Grandpa died, I've been all alone.
death via malicious tree. It happens to the best of us.
Yeah. Trees are guilty of worse crimes, though, to be fair.
And they've also, done great good, taking
Yeah.
Bono out of the picture.
That's true. Hashtag not all trees. Now the series
Or not
long
Bono, Sonny. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. The series-long theme of Final Fantasy. Unlike certain other Final Fantasy protagonists who died, who I could mention, these guys actually tried using their abilities and items to try to rescue him, instead of just being like, oops, they are now dead and we will never speak of them again. What are you talking about? You're not alone. We're in the tree somehow. We're here with you. Buck up, kiddo. This kind of started toning down Ferris's pirate speak in the latter half of the game. Everyone's here. You all made it. As if there was any doubt. Like I'd forget about a friend after everything we went through. Everyone, you... There's no need for tears, Kryl. This is a time to be strong. If Gallup were here, he'd laugh at your blubbering, kiddo. Yeah, I totally would. You're right. He's probably laughing right now. Totally would. Crystals have regained their power. It's time for us. It's up to us to protect them. Like Dad and the others did. Say, do you hear that? Aye, that I do. Grandpa's voice. No, just the wind blowing through the trees. Or the rippling of water? The crackling of a fire. The shifting of the earth. Dunno, I'm not sure what it is, but... I can hear it. Yes, it feels warm, somehow. Let's go! Everybody gets a chocobo. And we have beaten Final Fantasy V. Is it still the best Final Fantasy? Yes. Yes, it is. I'm glad you've noticed. This was a very tough challenge for me. Figuring out all the different ways the classes interacted together and using what knowledge I did have, which, you know, when you start learning the little tips and tricks, you start learning just how little you actually know. Being 10 years out of practice, it did me no favors. But honestly, it was a lot of fun. I had to learn a lot, and I had to get good fast, and I had to keep a cheat sheet of some of the best mixes available to the chemist. But I'm glad I did. I learned a lot about how these classes function. Having to use Berserker as my physical class was tough. Almost every physical class in the game has a way of doubling out their attack, if not tripling it in some cases. Berserker does not. The best I could do was class train it a little in Ninja, so that Ferris could carry 2 axes. And that was really the best I could do. In some contexts, it might have been better to give Ferris a shield, but Berserker is an interesting and unwieldy... What's a good word to put this? It's like having an albatross strapped to your neck, but sometimes the albatross wakes up and slaps your enemy to death. In most ways, it's a drag. It kind of holds you back, it has no flexibility, it can't use items, and all it gets for its trouble is a 1.5 multiplier. But at the same time, when a Berserker rolls at the highest echelons of its damage output, it feels good.
Honestly, I feel like the Bravely Default series is better in that it, because the pirate class basically is what Berserker, I feel like it wants to be, where it's a incredibly slow class, but like it'll hit you and it'll hit you hard.
Yes.
Like axes just do more damage, and also they have moves that you can get pretty early on that do ×4 and then like ×8 damage.
Yeah.
Just for a single attack. And so, yeah, like, honestly, it's kind of you have to, like, the boss battle actually to get the Jobstone is kind of you have to basically outspeed him, because if you try and just, you know, take him blow for blow, you're going to lose.
Yep.
So...
But honestly, it kind of gave me an appreciation for how a Berserker fits into a team. I mean, yeah, there were some instances where killing the Berserker was honestly just easier, but there were several instances where it came in clutch. I was genuinely pleased at how consistent it was as a performing. I think one of the things that also helped is you don't have to put in inputs for a Berserker. It does that automatically. So it's basically attacking as frame fast as the Berserker is allowed to go. So that was interesting. Ninjas are good. Like, ninjas are just a good class. The only thing that really held it back was the fact that it just doesn't have a great deal of defense. You gotta work around that. So a lot of the time I was kind of dice rolling and just hoping Lena wouldn't get hit. Though by endgame, since enemies are largely magical rather than physical, that started to rear its ugly head. So that sucks. I had to grind quite a bit at the end game to split the difference for the Great Sea Trench and then the Void. And the thought of stopping in order to grind some in the Void did cross my mind. But honestly, again, if you're super high level, any class will just beat the game. It's just a matter of numbers. You're kind of expected to beat the game between like level 50 and level 60 odd. Like, if you go past that, you're just overachieving to make a very easy run to the story. You're welcome to do it, but I can't say I recommend it.
No, and it takes a while, honestly.
It does. This game does not...
There's no real area that would, like, is like, oh, this area is easy and has high experience enemies.
Yeah, it's
like,
not there.
For instance, in 1 and 3, there are certain areas that are just like, yeah, this area is kind of tough, but if you know what you're doing, actually, you can pretty much cheese it,
Yeah.
and it's a really good section for grinding. There's nothing like that in 5, unfortunately.
Nope, there's not. And of course, I can't not mention the Blue Mage. The Blue Mage is a utility belt of a mage class. Its ability is being able to ignore certain checks, make certain boss fights much easier. In fact, you can easily cheese Atomos if you simply use Dark Shock followed by level 5 Death. It's pretty easy to do, but again, I was trying to avoid a lot of cheese solutions. Though honestly, in retrospect, as challenging as this playthrough was, I probably should have just swallowed my pride and let it rip.
I mean, that's pretty much what Noodle did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude loves him some blue mages. In fact, he basically is like, I'm not gonna play 14 just because it's like they quote unquote ruined his favorite class.
Yeah, I get that feeling. Blue Mage, they shouldn't have done Blue Mage dirty like that. Now,
Honestly, but that's the issue. It's like you either have it such that Blue Mage basically outshines every other class, or you don't do Blue Mage correctly.
yeah.
So,
White Wind is basically the reason I was able to beat this game at all. As you guys saw, I relied on it extensively during the Neo ExDeath battle in order to hold the team together. And obviously, the Magic Lamp did no small heavy lifting, because honestly, I don't think I had a way of finishing off the Three Little Pigs boss if I didn't have the Magic Lamp. I don't think it would have worked.
the Three Little Pigs are uniquely annoying because I distinctly remember the Magus sisters not having an issue where like you had to kill them all at once.
Nope.
In fact, actually, you have to kill one of them in order to basically pick apart the others because she casts reflect on the others.
Yep.
The Death Stooges too. I want to say you could pick those guys apart one at a time too because they'll start to do triple flare on you.
Yeah, I believe so. So, Chemist. I almost forgot to talk about Chemist. Like, Chemist is a class where you have to grind a bit for the materials. Turtle shells and dragon fangs, especially in the early game, are not easy to come by. By end game, there become a lot more ways of getting them, and dark matter, there's like not a good way to grind them until you're in the void. And then you have to grind in the void, and you know how much fun that is. That's why I just kind of started running from everything at the end.
Chemist.
But Chemist
Class so good. Oh.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, Chemist is a class so good that they basically realized how utterly broken it was in Bravely Default, and so they never had it come back. And they basically nerfed it in Final Fantasy Tactics.
Yeah.
It can't really do...
It can't do much of anything. It's a basic healing class that relies on items, which means it's immediately outclassed by White Mage, like within minutes of starting Final Fantasy Tactics. Now, that said, in this case, it was actually quite a utility belt of abilities. You had options for like full restoring HP and MP in one go. To the fans across the globe, both past and present, and to the crew who brought the originals to life, we offer our profound and heartfelt thanks. Aw, that's
nice. I'm surprised they didn't have a thing to Hironobu Sakaguchi. This basically is his magnum opus.
It kind of is. Now, many people will argue 9 is, and I see the argument either way. Now we're going to get our class breakdowns. Wonderful. Yep. Cryo and Snek were predominantly the magical side of things, and the sisters ended up becoming the physical.
Yeah, I can see that, but I'd argue that this one probably is more indicative of what ultimately he was trying to do with the first couple Final Fantasies.
And that's true. That is 100% true. As you see, we actually got through the game with incredibly small number of skills. Like, everyone had to start with Blue Mage. There was no two ways about it. So obviously they were going to get stuff from Blue Mage. But then, like, yeah, I think 10, I think it was the most abilities. And Snek only class changed long enough for me to learn some chemist abilities. And I don't think I maxed it out. Honestly, I think Snek's Blue Mage armor is the coolest looking of the Blue Mages. He didn't even have Mix. Good grief. I did not max out Chemist. That's why I didn't have it. But that being said, beating it in only the low 50s, I feel is a pretty good accomplishment. And again, I would not have won without some of the tools in the Chemist's belt. Protect Potion, Dragon Power, and the Elemental Immunization one were pivotal in nullifying many of the ways ExDeath could screw us. The thing I was most afraid of was Grand Cross, and thankfully he only used it, I think, 2 or 3 times, and we actually managed to shrug it off pretty okay. So, thank you, Ditaku Man, for joining me on this very long and dragged-out playthrough of Final Fantasy V. I'm glad we were able to bring it to a satisfying conclusion.
My pleasure. I like this one a lot. It's not my favorite. I mean, that would be 3.
Right.
But, I mean, I will happily accept 5 is basically a further evolution of a lot of the really good ideas that 3 had.
Absolutely.
I just feel like 3 is... It is a wild roller coaster of a story, and honestly, I feel it is done dirty by a lot of latter-day quote-unquote fans who are like, Final Fantasy is about being cyberpunk, and it's like, no, it's not. It's about a cosmic war between good and evil, and you are basically child soldiers thrown into it, and you are trying to figure out what's going on, while, there are mystic forces beyond your knowledge, going on around you.
That's true. That being said, we might do some of the other Final Fantasy Pixel remasters in the future. There are many good ones to pick from, like 1, 3, 4.
Any of them other than 2.
Anything other than 2, yeah. This has been fun. We're glad you guys have enjoyed it. Let us know what you think down in the comments. Is there one in particular you want to see us do? Don't say the 7 remaster. Your comment will get deleted mysteriously by accident. Anyway, this has been the Hipster Snek and Itaku, and thank you for joining us for this conclusion of Final Fantasy V, and we'll see you guys next time.
May the light of the crystal shine upon you.